The Boston Redevelopment Authority recently came out with a report on economic growth in the area near the South Boston waterfront that's come to be known as the Innovation District. Over the past 3 years, there have been 4,000 new jobs, with more on the way. And to tell us about the report is our guest from the BRA, the Innovation District Manager, Nicole Fichera. Thank you very much for being with us, Nicole.
Thank you for having me.
4,000 jobs, nice number, but what kind of jobs are these?
We have jobs across many different sectors and in companies of many different scales. That's one of the really exciting things about the Innovation District, is this is a place where we're seeing a real diversity in the type of innovation companies that are relocating here.
Now, some of these companies, they might be established businesses moving from one part of Boston to another. We don't even think of them as innovative, and yet you've got all these other companies. Some of them look like they're small niches, startups.
Yes, there's a lot of startups in the community, and we have a number of different co-working spaces, incubators, accelerator programs that are supporting these companies as they really just get moving into the market.
Right. Now, we have one firm from Cambridge that moved here. They made quite a splash.
Vertex.
Vertex. What do you account for that?
Vertex worked very closely with the city on this move, and they're very excited about moving into an area that's growing. They're bringing quite a lot of investment. It's the largest private development in the country right now, and a lot of jobs. It's going to be about 1,400 people coming in with Vertex Pharmaceuticals. But I think they're excited about really the growing life sciences sector in Boston. We have quite a lot of activity in that area.
Why are they coming? I mean, yes, some of them are getting tax base, which is nice too, but why are so many companies going there to the district?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons. I think that the mayor really has set out a vision for this place, which is encouraging innovation really from the ground up. There's an opportunity with the Innovation District to build something entirely new. And our developers are working with us to make new kinds of housing, new kinds of spaces for companies, new kinds of ground floor uses, all really geared towards pushing collaboration and connection between innovators as much as possible.
And I guess there's something that people have seen as a pattern around the country now, that people want to work very close to companies, and they don't want to work on Route 495 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that there's a real trend toward urban innovation, and that's something that the mayor cited when he originally set out the vision for the Innovation District, is that it really has never been a better time for innovation to occur in cities, and so we want the Innovation District to be the best place possible for that to happen.
Now, what is it that these workers want? Because there's proximity to where they work, yes. There's a nice waterfront view, but there's got to be more to it than that. Right?
Well, it's really a confluence of things. The location, as you said, is really important. It's 10 minutes from the airport with a whole bunch of new infrastructural investment that makes it very easy to get onto the highway where it wasn't as easy before. The Silver Line with 3 million riders a year, bringing people from the Red Line corridor all the way to Kendall and MIT. So there's really a talent pipeline that's available there. So location is a big part of it. I think that there is really a sense of community and collaboration that's growing there as well. And that's something that's very important to the innovation economy, is they are sharing is very important to them. They want to be near each other and connecting with each other as much as possible.
How are they doing that exactly?
Well, in a lot of ways. I mean, some of them are doing it on their own. A lot of times the city will work with them on events to bring them together. We're actually building an entirely new piece of public infrastructure called the Boston Innovation Center, which is going to be opening in just a few months. The construction is almost finished. It's literally public infrastructure for networking, and a new way of thinking about what a public building can be. We're going to use that building as the real gathering place, the heart of the district, to support events of many different scales, experimental types of retail or showcase events, speaker series, hackathons, whatever the community comes to us and said, we need a place to do this. This building is meant to support that.
It's interesting to see how one ripple here can lead to another, because I think shortly around the time Vertex decided to move in, Babson decided to move down there to bring its man. Why does a college bring a master's program down by where the waterfront is?
Well, Babson has a world-class entrepreneurship program, really, and we were so excited to have them come and be a part of the story in the Innovation District. I think for them, it's about having a foothold in the city of Boston that's directly connected again to the Red Line corridor, with so much, education capital in Boston and really young young talent developing here, and also to help. I think they were excited about the possibility of really helping develop a new innovation ecosystem in the Innovation District.
Of course, Boston is competing with some other cities that have their own innovation zones or districts, and you're trying to compete with them. So how do you do that? You're bringing people in here. I'm sure you're selling this place to people.
Well, it's not a zero-sum game, innovation. I think innovation is a powerful economic driver, and what you're referring to is that a lot of cities are seeing that as a major potential for economic growth. There are some real leading innovation cities. Boston is one of them and always has been because of our real concentration of human capital here. There's a lot of talent, there's a lot of education institutions. New York, of course, has a lot of programs in this area. Silicon Valley is super well known for this. But it's not a zero-sum game, and each one of these cities has a very particular kind of ecosystem that takes different drivers in order to push innovation forward. So we want to encourage the Boston model of innovation, and people are responding very positively to that.
Chris, the other thing, this is not just about growth that benefits the scientific and entrepreneurial elite. The people in the neighborhoods, how do they tie into this and get something out of it?
Well, the Fort Point neighborhood in particular has a very deep history of arts, and the artists have been so important in building that neighborhood from the ground up, and a very active community there that has been fighting for their neighborhood and pushing it forward for a long time. So that diversity of different kinds of companies goes all the way from arts and creative and architecture firms and graphic design firms, PR firms, marketing outfits, all the way to the other end with life sciences and clean tech. And I think that diversity is really something that's one of the major strengths of the area and wouldn't have been possible without the incredible groundwork that was laid by the Fort Point artist community to begin with.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
From the Boston Redevelopment Authority, Nicole Fichera. We'll have more news in just a moment.